Hi there, Fight Fans, Fight 30k, back on the ones that we have this weekend coming, obviously, on the fight card of Yard versus Benavidez. We have Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. What can I say, man? I'm looking forward to this fight. I am looking forward to this fight. This is a good fight. It can be outboxed. I think Brian Norman Jr. can be outboxed. I think skill-wise, from what I've seen, I think Devin Haney has better skills, better movement, better head movement. Brian Norman doesn't tend to move his head a lot. Doesn't tend to move his head a lot. Not a lot of head movement. Obviously, maybe he's got good chin, and he's young, so you know that ego, that young exuberance that you have. You know, you're gonna think, yeah, I can take the punch. But Devin Haney has been proven that he's not a big puncher as well, so that might be a factor in the fight of whether he needs to move his head or not. But I think he should move his head. Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't move his head a lot, so not that head movement. But so it shows me that if Devin Haney wants to box and move, throw a few punches, but he's fast and explosive to Brian Norman. So that's the thing that I'm battling with trying to pick who's going to win. So I'm just looking forward to see how it will turn out. With Devin Haney's style being more pedestrian and more, you know, trying to outbox you sort of thing, and move better. Whereas Brian Norman, you know, the last few fights, he's been stopping them in impressive fashion. Is very explosive. He has a lot of power, and he comes to fight. So if Devin Haney can't keep him off him, he's going to get closer and closer, and he's very quick and explosive. And punches you don't see that are going to hurt you. So, you know, and Devin Haney can be hit as well, even though he's better defensively, a bit better defensive than Brian Norman. But we shown in the Ryan Garcia fight that, you know, he definitely can be hit, and he can, you know, he can come and unravel, because in that fight he didn't try and change his plan. He didn't try and deviate from what he was doing, knowing that it wasn't working. So for me, like, you know, if Devin Haney aware of, like, you can't gonna get a knockout, so why do you stick to the same plan? Why do you try and change it? In the beginning, he wasn't winning until Ryan Garcia landed that big shot, the first big left hook. Devin Haney was in the fight, and then after that, he wasn't in there no more. Like, it stayed in there for the sheer fact of, like, you know, having the cojones and the heart to do it. Yeah, it shows some heart, but at the same time, like, he didn't show me that he was world level, that he can change the game plan right there in the moment. That's the thing. As much as you can say about Floyd as a person, Floyd as a fighter, his ability to adapt and be a champion in that ring is almost second to none. Like, he can change his strategy right there in the ring. And that's what I mean. Like, you've seen time after time, you know, when he wasn't working, when he against Shane Mosley, changed his plan, outboxed him comprehensively. After that scare when Shane Mosley hurt him, you know what I mean? Like, you see in the Ricky Hatton fight, RP Ricky Hatton. You know, Ricky Hatton was doing what he was doing in the beginning. Obviously, he got frustrating him. Realized, like, I have to keep frustrating him, and then it was throw two, tie him up, throw two, tie him up, pop shot, tie him up, and it worked until you got him out of there. Like, you know, he works on a plan that works right there in real time. Devin Haney can't do that. So I think, you know, having this Brian Norman Jr. who's tough, who's had some tough fights. After the Haney fight was being announced, I didn't actually watch his fights in real time, so I caught up on his fights. So the guy's explosive, you know, tough. That fight with his that Stallion that he had with Stallion against Robert Garcia's fighter, listen, man, that was a tough fight. You know what I mean? Like, he showed he had the coolness because that guy tough. He was throwing some. In the beginning, it was competitive, and then Brian Norman was just getting. As it was going on, it was causing more damage, or being more explosive. But those explosive punches, like his jab, is explosive. So if Haney can't handle that, it's gonna have a long night. So I don't know who I'm gonna pick to win this fight. But I do love an underdog, and I do like that, right? Devin Haney. I used to really like Devin Haney, but when he went and tried to sue Ryan Garcia, I just thought, nah, this is, bro, you couldn't adapt in the ring, and now you're gonna sue him. Forget all that. Get lit back in the ring, rematch him, and get your blood back in the ring. No, that's not how you get your blood back. But anyway, I'm digressing. But like, you know, with Brian Norman Jr., I think this is a very, very interesting fight. I'm happy. I'm excited to see. I am excited to see this card. Like, this is a really good card. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, like, we've had, you know, this week, the weekend just gone. We had, you know, Conor Ben versus Eubank Jr. the rematch. Even though that fight wasn't all that, the undercard was really good. So we had some good nights, some good fights on there. Some really good fights on this one, on this card as well. You know, so what on paper anyway, we'll see what how it materializes, because everything look good on paper, but how it materializes. But hopefully, I have every faith that we'll win some really good fights, because, you know, these guys are getting paid a lot of money to be in Saudi Arabia. So I think the money entices them for a bit performance. Stay there, stay away, get the big paydays. And Brian Norman Jr. is young. He's, you know, he's like 23, 24. You know, he's you know, not in his prime yet. And the thing is, explosive. And don't get me wrong, Haney is very skillful, but he's gonna have to be powerful. He's gonna sit down. He's at a new weight, and he wasn't really a big puncher at lightweight. He wasn't a big puncher at 135. I doubt he's gonna be a big puncher now. But stranger things have happened. You know what I mean? You only need the one time to just catch one slipping and the punches you don't see. So if Devin Haney's got, you know, got quick enough hands to cause that surprise, then yeah. But from what I see from my eye test, I think Brian Norman looks a lot quicker, way more powerful. Is powerful even a word? It's way more powerful. I think he's got way more power in both hands. Devin Haney's got a tough night ahead of him. Whatever way you look at it, he's got a tough night ahead of him. Whether he wants to box and move, you got to keep that man away from you, and you're going to have a hard time keeping that man away from you. If he can feel your punch and he don't feel nothing, then he's going to walk you down. And that's how I think it's going to happen. I think at the beginning, it might be Devin Haney and nick a few rounds at the beginning. Then, you know, later on, Brian Norman tries to walk it down and work it and hit the body, hit anywhere it hurts. We'll see how this one turns out, but I'm excited to see this fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all good stuff, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.